And I said the first to be song is Todd Morgan. Is it easy to understand it? Yeah? Great. The client here is Markus Ritter. This guy is a German musician and producer of electronic and avant-garde music. And he wanted to release a new album. And I got my influence from the monolith of Space Odyssey. I'm sure you all have all seen the film. And it's so amazing because you look at this monolith and you know there is a very, very, very advanced civilization behind it, but you cannot see this civilization. And this was something I loved, I totally loved, because it represented exactly what I wanted, something very, very, very simple, but you know, like floating in the space and maybe making some strange noise into different parts, using concentric rectangles, and getting that hypnotic feeling, more or less. And Markus loved it. I was so happy, but it was a pity for me to not use the other layout with just the triangles. But this was strange symbol, inspired by some retro factories and industrial logos. I like this because it's the mixture of retro industry and then a very high technology. And this is the first project I wanted to show. And well, this is an action figure that I want to buy someday. Let me drink. And this was a 5-music singer. I'm sure not all of you know who Toya Wilcox is, but she was a very, very important musician and singer from glam rock, you know, David Bowie and similar. And this was Toya Wilcox, a singer, and then 4 jazz musicians, playing improved music over the stage without having written any music and without rehearsing and anything. And this was recorded in Estonia, and then was made an album from there. So I wanted to represent this improvisation in the artwork. I 25 lines, stripes there, representing 5 musicians and 5 lines of the music pentagram, you know, 5 and 5, 25, obviously. And then I collect all this stuff. Of course, I asked them to make it randomly, without thinking. This was other artwork. This was made by a very good friend of mine, that is Tavo Ponce, that is one of the most important Spanish motion graphers. And well, I told him, Tavo, I asked you to make something random. And I can see a grid there, so I didn't want it. This is a collection of some of the squares and stripes that were given by. I of course have control over the creation of the album, but it was entirely made by. This was the back, and finally the CD level with transparent background. I almost always use transparent background for CD level because I like it. And then I decided to use this photograph under the plastic tray of the album. And the client asked me, why are you using that picture? What does it represent? And I told him, well, they are Estonian women, and as the album has been recorded in Estonia, it's perfect. And they say, okay. Our archaeology, mythology, the history of religions and alchemy, and I'm over whatever. For the musician Tobias Reber, he's a Swiss electronic music musician too, and we had to stay. All the flights were cancelled, and we had to stay in the island in their tent. But it was a problem for me because I needed to design the album for Tobias, and I was obsessed with this. This is a picture of that moment. So fortunately I had taken my laptop with me, so I could start designing the album there, vision that you cannot control. I had to make this album, but I couldn't. So I went to that's me, I went to the Botanical Garden of Mauritius to take some photos of something extraterrestrial, as this. This is the loto flower. This is another picture, the loto flower. This is a close zoom of it. And this plant, of course, inspired me a lot of very alien cells or alien something, you know. And this was the final picture from the cover of the album. A lot of people say they see eyes here looking at you. That's scary. So I took these photos and went to my hotel with my laptop, and I was sitting next to the swimming pool with my shorts and my t-shirt and a piña colada and coconut and rum cola, and the rest of the tourists and the clients of the hotel telling me, "What the fuck are you doing? Come on, let's go to the beach." No, I have to work. And with Photoshop I made this treatment of the photo, and then I was experimenting, playing with it. And in fact this was the design of the album. I have some red lines as something like bones or the structure of the cell, and with a little bit of typography I have a cover. Yeah, it's a cover. And I sent the cover to Tobias, and Tobias said, wow, it's magic. And of course I didn't tell him anything about that was a plan from a botanical garden. And this was more or less the final layout of the album, the outside of the digibag and the inside. And well, something, I think it's, I like this project more than the final result, by the creative process of it. And of course I'm looking forward to be with a lot of layers and breaking the grease, and you know, this is absolutely amazing. You can see a lot of, even the P number, and love it, and some Hebrew characters there, other examples. I wanted to take or the typography experimentation from here and use it on my album. Other example. And I also wanted to mix this with my hobbies and with my lives, as said, the Hinduism and all these iconic representations with, you know, a lot of trends and topics here with, like you can see. And I sent the cover to the client, and more or less the same as earlier. Well, they say, "Come on, what is that? What does that have in common with our music?" And I say, "Nothing." That is the second part of the collections. And as you can see there are two figures where there was only one figure here, 2 slashes, 2 dots, 2 words in the title. 1, 1, 1, 1. No, this is magic. There will be 3, 3, 3 of each in the next album. I love it. Give me someone. The alter ego of Hades over Bacon. Not so me. So I work in other tests that using an inverted triangle. Because the inverted triangle is representative, as you know, of women in symbolism and past civilizations, and even the Da Vinci Code and all those things. And we wanted to have a very, very clean artwork with very few elements, but each element representative of something of the film. We have the spiral, that's the madness of the girl. We have the triangle, that's the girl itself. Herself. And we had a circle inside the triangle, that is the eye looking at her and creating this Macaye. release the sleeve and release the CD lab. And this was a quite beautiful project because we worked so close with the printers that create the sleeve and the packaging. And everything for the Music Awards event, you can think on Grammys, and so in Spain it's totally the opposite. You can see the official logo of the event. This is a close through of the event, and they told me, okay, you have to work, make all the graphics for the event, and you have to use this logo. And I said no. My idea was to make a new trophy. Maybe, unfortunately, I didn't get that thing. I think it was the only thing I didn't get. I decided to deconstruct this, to divide this with some typography there and the place where it was celebrated and the date. So I had my logo, and I said I tried then to make this into the trophy, but no result. Unfortunately, I think it worked very well. There was also a stroke version of the logo, and we use this as a seal, and also for graphic and bumpers in television. The negative version. This was a prolongation, I don't know if that's the word, of the stripes on the lines. And with all this stuff, I also created all the animations because I also worked in the past as motionographer and digital designer. These were the cover of the nominees of the event. Other Spanish artists to listen to a lot of black metal artists, and satanism and burning churches and violence and long hair and makeup and black, but entirely based on this shape. It included a CD audio and a DVD. This was a poster and an illustration for Ulver. Ulver is another extremely well-known band from Norway. They started playing black metal, but they are currently playing avant-garde music and more ambient, and they play in theaters and venues and amazing, so it was so cool to work for them. And I also have a very good friendship with Chris, the leader of the band. This is a project I made last year for Lepros. The album was named Bilateral. Lepros is an extremely talented band from Notoden, an Oslo town. And they are playing extreme progressive metal music. And they has been considered as one of the Bedlam in Goliath and all that stuff. And it was absolutely amazing to work with Jeff because I thought he was going to be a crazy teenager painting, and he's almost 60 or 70 years living in California, and amazing. These are some snaps from the inside with a very experimental breaking the grid and playing with layers, with photographs over the text and making some parts hidden and everything. This was so strange to work in this way.